had, a set out goal, a set out mindset. I'm coming to school to read, nothing else. The whole thing was so overwhelming. I was always the studious type. You are at a critical point. I was so mad. I was like, God, why? I just bawled out my eyes. Hello everyone, welcome back to a new video. My name is Bwanko Juliet and I am a YouTuber based in Enugu State, Nigeria. And we have another video, guys. So from the caption, you're going to see that it says the hard truth about failure, how I went from a first class to a second class. So we are going to be talking about all those juiciness in this video, so please stay to the end of this video. Guys, don't forget to click the subscribe button, don't forget to click the like button. So let's get into the video. First off, I want to give a little bit of context, maybe for those that are not watching from Nigeria. Our grading system, the university grading system, it goes like from pass, we have the third class, we have the second class honors, the upper division and the lower division, and then we have the first class. That is our academic grading in universities in Nigeria, just to put that information out there. So also here in Nigeria, for pass you have 1.1.49, then third class is from 1.5 to 2.39. For second class honors, the lower division is from 2.4 to 3.49. Then the second class honors, the upper division, is from 3.5 to 4.49, and then the first class is from 4.5 to 5.0. That is how we grade here in Nigeria, and wherever you fall under these, that is what they'll use to grade you. Most universities use this. So guys, I got admission in 2019, but I started schooling, like I started going for classes in 2020, January of 2020, and I attended Unizik. I'm sure most of you know Unizik. If you don't know Unizik, Unizik is one of the federal schools residing in Oka, Anambra State. I had, a set out goal, a set out mindset. I'm coming to school to read, nothing else. Nothing else. So that was the kind of mindset I used to come into school, which is, it's not good. It's not bad, but it's not the only thing. It's not the only goal you used to come into school. I don't know if you get what I mean. I mean, like, if you're coming into school, the essence of you coming to university is to read your books and that and all that. But then part of it is to get connections, to know people, to make lasting friendships and those things that have value, you understand? So I didn't have that then. What I just had in my mind is come to school and read. So with that mindset, I attended my classes regularly. I did all that needed to be done. I attended my classes. I went for night class. I went for tutorials, which helped me so much. Shout out to Jack Faraday. So yeah, I did all these things, and then came the COVID-19 and the strike, which lasted for about 8 months or so. I think either 7 or 8 months, but then it lasted so long. So I even attended tutorials during the strike and all. But when we resumed, the way Unizik was, they pushed things closer, and they wanted to get back to the normal trend of how the school calendar should go. So we are kind of being rushed a bit. The whole thing was so overwhelming. It was just by the grace of God that I was able to pass that stage. I'm not going to lie, I was always the studious type. Like I remember I said my mindset of coming into school. So I was always the studious type. I had to read my books to understand, and I also loved teaching people. I had taught a lot of people, like I said in my introduction video. Please guys, if you've not watched the video, I'll put the link up here so you can go check it out. I said there that I loved teaching, so I taught some of my classmates, and it gave me joy. I enjoyed it, not because I want to be a teacher, which I don't, but then I just enjoyed teaching them. I gave time for reading throughout my stay in school. I was a 4-point-something student. I think my least grade point score was 4.33, and my highest was 4.85, which I got in 300 level. 300 level was a good was a good year. It was a very good year. So that was my highest score in school. But the main story was in 400 level. By the time I entered 400 level, which is final year, I studied parasitology and entomology. So by the time I entered 400 level, final year, I was like my stance, I was in 4.54. So I spoke with one of my lecturers and she told me this is good, but you are at a critical point. Any small thing can take you down or can take you up. I was praying. I said, God, this time around we want all A's, nothing less. Nothing less, nothing more. We want all A's this semester. Yeah, that was what I prayed for and that was what I worked towards. So after final year first semester, it was time to check your results. I was the fear that comes from checking results. So I was hopeful, but scared at the same time. I went to check my results, and when I checked my results, I got all A's and then one C and one B. If I had gotten two B's, it wouldn't have been so bad. But then that C, I was so heartbroken. I was so disappointed because remember that year I was aiming for all A's and I got a B and a C. Well, the rest are A's, but I got a B and a C, and I was so mad. I was like, God, why? I want to say this one, this one self. But then I know He is a God that also feels our pain when we do feel pain. So I cried to Him. I said, I do not like this. Why did this happen to me? Like, that I'm aiming for this and all that. So I almost got discouraged. Honestly, this is not supposed to happen. You let this happen. I said, I don't know what to do now. I just need encouragement. I need you to encourage me in some kind of way or anything like that. So after my prayers, I met a reverend sister in our chapel then. So we spoke. I told her about it and we spoke, and I really got encouragement from her. And I think God was trying to teach me to trust in Him in that period. And one thing is saying that you trust in God. Maybe you can say it in your heart, but then I think what I learned in that period was you really need to proclaim it. You really need to speak it out, because after that I think the devil wanted to mess with my head. Anytime maybe I'm doing something in school or in my lodge, like the voice of the image the image of C be flashing through my head, like C. So I think the Holy Spirit told me that whenever that image comes, because once I remember that I got a C, my heart sinks down the more. I asked for help from the Holy Spirit, and whenever that image comes, I always say out, like, I trust in you, God. I trust in you, God. I trust in you, God. So that helped me a lot. Like, it helped me a lot. So that image was not coming again. That was when the devil was trying to mess with my head, but it didn't work for him. Another thing, because I was a president in an association in school, lay readers association. So my mind was going to, like, God, is it also because of I'm president? Is it because it's taking my time? Like, what's the issue here? What's the matter? But no, it wasn't all that. But I'm glad that I was able to overcome that phase. But I knew I had gone down in my score. Then I went from a 4.54 to a 4.47. That's already down. But I had known in my mind, I was like, it's okay. This is still first semester. We can make it up in second semester. I was joking. Second semester came and I had the same goal I had when I was coming into final year first semester, and the goal was to get all A's this semester. Like, this one we're not contesting with anybody. Like, this is for sure. As we are now doing second semester, we finished second semester, which was our final semester in school. I was so grateful that by the way, this happened all back in 2023. I finished school last year December, to be precise. It was time to check our results, and like, guys, the heartbeat that you be getting when checking your results is unbeatable. I don't know if you guys have experienced it. If you have experienced it, write down in the comments below. As I went there, I met the person who checks our results, and he told me, and I got an all A. But is C again. Oh gosh, guys, like I knew this was it. I knew, like, yeah, we are not we're not there again. We are not there again. I did know, like I knew I had, like, getting a first class is not possible again. Like, it's not within my reach again. I don't have any other chance. I didn't cry much this time. Guys, I don't like crying though, don't mind me. I don't like crying. It's just, you know, when something you're working really hard for, and you know this is your goal, this is your aim, and it does not happen, you feel touched, you feel bad. So that was where the crying thing came from. Yeah, I was hurt, but I was hopeful. That was one thing. I was hopeful. I've been telling myself, Juliet, you know the God you're serving, you know he's a miracle working God, he's a God of impossibilities, so there is nothing he cannot do. I started banking on faith, banking on God, knowing that there was not nothing I could do at the moment. Know that there's no third semester to, you know, redeem myself. But then I was not like, God, see, take over, take control, because at this point it's now you that have the final say. I've done my part, and it didn't get me there, but I know that you can get me there. So that was what I had. So I was just hopeful. I was always tell myself there is nothing God can do. He's bigger than what's the thing? If he can raise man from dead, what's this fam? What's this? So guys, when it came time to check the final results, like you have to hear your final result, both everything from 100, 200, 300 and 400 level. You know, they'll get the final score, and you know, I was told that it was out. You had to go to the department to go and check the results, and so I was not chanced. I wasn't able to go there. So, but I was, one time I was with my lecturer, so because we really talked about these things. So we are talking, and I told him that this thing is out. So he knew my HOD, so he called, because for you to check your result you have to go through the HOD. So I was in his office then, and he called my HOD and I spoke with him. This is my student, her name, he wants to know her results, her final results. And when he told him, I don't know, his reaction didn't really tell me what the score was. But then I said, so what did he say? What was the outcome? He told me I got a second class upper. That is a second class honors upper division. And he told me I got 4.42. Guys, can you imagine? 4.42. That is 0.8 to be first class. And I'm sure that 0.8 came from all those C's I was getting in the 2 semesters. That's final year, first semester and second semester. In front of that, my lecturer, I just bawled out my eyes. I bawled out my eyes, guys. The honest truth is that part of the reason why I bawled out my eyes was because I knew that I was not going to reach there. But then I was like, I prayed for this. God, I trusted you for this. I hoped on you for this. Like, what happened? What happened? You said that all those who trust in the Lord will never be disappointed. Like, I am more than disappointed. So yeah, that was just what made me to cry so much, because I already knew I wasn't going to make it, but then I knew, like, it is possible for me to make it with God. And when it didn't happen, I was so distraught. That was what really made me to cry so much, because you know, when you ask God for something and you know it didn't happen, or it didn't work as planned. So after everything, I just because it really hurt me so much, and you know, I went to God after my prayer with him one evening. I just got so much peace. So guys, that's my story. That is how I went from a first class, which is 4.54, to a second class upper, which is 4.42. And yeah, that's it. There are 3 things I want you to take home from this video, which is really the main essence of this video. Number 1, I want to encourage someone out there to aim higher. It doesn't matter where you're at, even if you are the lowest, bottomest bottom, get, you can still aim higher, you can still reach higher, you can still reach out for the highest ladder. Okay guys, so you can do it. Don't tell yourself you can't, don't limit yourself, you can do it. So aim higher, don't just be mediocre. For those that are not in Nigeria, that use the B plus C minus grading scale, so you can still aim higher. Then if you check your results, you know where you stand, and you're at second class or second class lower, second class upper, and you still have time to make it up, please do make it up. Don't let anyone tell you that it's okay to stay where you are. Don't let yourself tell you that it's okay to stay where you are, because you can still reach higher. Some people might say that grades is not important, you don't need grades for anything, why stress yourself like this? But one thing I believe is that in anything you do, you have to put your best in it, whether it's your grade or your business or your relationships with people, your friends and your family. You have to put in the work, you have to put in your best. Don't say because it's great, I don't need too much stress. Then if it's business, you still don't need too much stress. If it's relationship, you still don't need too much stress. So I believe that in whatever you do in life, in every single part of your life, you need to put in the work, you need to put in your best. Then the second thing I also want you guys to take from this video is that it's definitely okay to fail. Yes, it is okay to fail, because some people fail and they think that's the end of the road. They think it's done, it's final, you know, I can't make it, I can't get up from this, and they just stay failing. It's okay not to get what you want or what you've prayed for if you're in alignment with God. Because if you're in alignment with God and let's say you've prayed to him for a particular request, and it does not happen like that, just like Romans chapter 8 verse 28 says, it says that we know that everything works together for good for those who trust and love their God and who are called according to his purpose. We know means that it is a fact, means that it is certain, means that it is already written and waiting to be actualized. So it is certain that for those who love and trust in their God, everything works together for good for them. Good means something beneficial, something pleasant, something favorable to you, something useful to you. So no matter what happens, no matter how big your problems seem, as far as you love and trust your God, you're sure that even if you don't get an answered prayer, it is for your good. It is going to turn around to be useful to you. So you don't need to fret. Like I said, it's okay for you to fail, but what is not okay is when you fail and you don't get back up, or when you fall and you don't pick yourself up. So you don't fail and then keep on failing. There's always room for you to pick yourself back up. It's left for you to decide, and I'm telling you now, decide rightly, decide to pick yourself up, because you learn a lot as you pick yourself up. Then the third thing I want you guys to take from this video is to work hard and pray hard. These two things work in pari passu. You don't leave one and take the other. You work hard on go, or while your prayer life is going down, or your prayer life is going up, or your work life is going down. So these two needs to work in line. And finally guys, let God be in your story. If God is in your story, everything else, you don't really need to worry about it. You just need to do your own part and let God do his own part. Guys, that's the end of my video. If you've watched to this point in this video, you're the real OG. Thank you guys so much for staying tuned. If you enjoyed watching this video, please comment down below what you enjoyed most about this video. Don't forget to do the 4. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, turn on your notification bell, so when I post new videos, you're going to be able to see them. Any other thing I'm missing? Bye guys.